Hey guys, CB Super. I made a new tool. It's called the Glow Lines. It's very similar to the CB Alpha Glow. What it does is it takes any video that you put in and it simply creates an outline and then it adds glow to that outline. It's essentially my CB Alpha Glow that is added to that outline, but I had to actually do quite a bit of tailoring in order to get the CB Alpha Glow to work. In fact, I had to pretty much restructure the entire node system itself. The more contrast with the foreground and the background, the better. But there's enough sliders in there that where you can definitely get some interesting looks using a little bit of creativity and maybe a little bit of masking as well. Now, something like this where you have this footage of like a night rave or something, you'll notice that there's not a whole lot of contrast. So I really had to boost everything up to get a very interesting look. This isn't something that would be very realistic. This is probably something that you would use more in like a music video or a dance video or some sort. When I made this, I was really thinking about using it in like some kind of music video mostly, but I'm sure that you guys would be able to find a lot of different uses for it as well. It's pretty much made for video, but you can also use it for photos. So if you were thinking about doing some kind of matte painting or something, you could add a little bit of glow to it. Before I jump into Fusion, I want to show you really quickly where you can get it. It's absolutely free. You can come over here to cbsuper.com, come down to the free tools for visual effects, and you'll see it right down here where it says Glow Lines. It's right next to my speed lines, which I made earlier in the week. With that being said, all you got to do is click on this. It'll automatically download. It will give you a zip file. Open the zip file and then place that .settings file inside of your macro folder. If you're not sure where your macro folder is located, inside the description of this video, there'll be a little excerpt in there telling you exactly where to locate your macro folder, whether you're on a PC or a Mac. All right, and let's go ahead and jump into DaVinci and I'll show you really quickly how to actually use this. Let me go ahead and delete this, and I'm going to just drop this footage of this breakdancer in. Now, in order to recall this macro, it's real simple. All you have to do is shift space, type in CBG. That will bring up this CB Glow Lines tool. Go ahead and hit add, and then immediately it's going to go ahead and start going to work. Now, this is the default. You'll notice that it is whatever color you pick on a black background. If you don't like that black background, you come over here to this black fill, and you just go ahead and remove it. It's that simple. And if for whatever reason you want to take this and you want to superimpose this back onto your footage, you have that option. All you have to do is drop it back onto your footage, and now your footage has this really neat glowy alpha line that will be intermittently spaced on your footage depending on the settings over here in your glow line settings. But let's go ahead and delete that, and we'll kind of explore a little bit of how to use the glow lines. By default, the black fill is on, and that's mostly just so you can see this a little bit easier. Details is the first slider. If you raise the slider up, you're going to get more detail. Now, your outline is going to be a little bit more defined, but you're also going to get a little bit more of whatever trash is in the background as well. Generally, I usually leave the detail down. Unless there's a lot of stuff on screen, then I will boost the detail up. It all kind of depends on what you're going for. Line gain, if you want to make all of the lines that are actually showing just a little bit brighter, all you got to do is boost the line gain up. It has the alpha glow attached to it, so all you have to do is if you want no glow, all you got to do is pull down the glow. If you like the glow, you can leave it on there. You can also put on a stronger glow, which is actually the strong glow from the alpha glow. I found that it was a little bit strong for a lot of what I was going to use this for, so I have it by default off. More than welcome to turn it on. You can even make that your new default if you want. The core is the same core from the alpha glow, with the exception of now it's an outline. So you can get a really neat just color effect. I like the core, that's why I left it on there. This color fill is very similar to the black fill with the exception of it takes whatever color you're using and it starts to introduce it into the background. There's a very special mask input that's actually on the CB Glow Lines that will bypass this color fill. In a normal masking situation, if I was to mask this out, what it would do is it would actually mask out both the color because it's all in the same tool. Maybe I want to just remove this line from the footage. If I come in here and I just make a mask, say this is just a garbage mask, and I just want to remove this part of the footage. With that polygon, I can invert it, bring it into the lines here, and you'll see that it'll remove it, but it'll leave the actual color. Now you can see there's a little bit of a line, and that's because this glow kind of extends throughout the entire footage because, again, it is such a strong glow. If I want to boost up this soft edge a little bit, make the line a little bit less harsh, and you can play with what looks good to you. And now you see that we've essentially just removed that extra line. And you may find that every single shot requires you to come through and mask out certain things. So if you have to use more than one polygon, inside the glow lines here is an apply mask inverted so that you can use multiple masks and you can just invert them all right here at the actual node level versus trying to invert all of these masks and try to keep that all straight. I'm going to go ahead and just delete this and unconnect it. Generally, the color fill is off by default. All right, so that's pretty much it. It's super easy to use. It works differently on different pieces of footage. So if we were to use something similar to this, it's very contrasty from the foreground, which is all black, to the background. You do have some of this darkness that's in the background. Now you can easily mask that out. We were able to get a really nice outline from it versus if you were to use something like this. This is a picture of mountains. Let's go ahead and jump into this and see how we could use that. So I'm going to just go ahead and pull in the CBG is the 3-letter moniker to get the glow lines in. We have this pretty neat little outline here of the mountains. I'm going to go ahead and gain that up a little bit just so I can see it a little bit better. On blue, I think I'm actually going to want to maybe just lighten it up just a bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to come into this and I'm going to remove this black fill. And I want to bring it back on top of my footage and then back out to the media. And now you'll notice that I have this really neat like outline over here. Maybe I don't like all of this. If for whatever reason I don't want all that, again, all I got to do is come in here and create a mask and I can garbage this out, come into the CB glow lines, go ahead and invert that, and then boom, it's gone. And now I have this really neat lines. I don't know why you would want that, but if you did, that's how you get it. It's pretty easy. So let's go ahead and jump into this dance video real quick and let's just do, if I was to boost up the details, you'll notice that I'll start to actually get some little particles inside of her dress, which I may not want. That might be a little bit more of a pain to actually mask out. You absolutely can. You can actually create like a core mat and you could just stick it in the center. And we also get what looks like to be maybe some birds in the background that are flying through. If for whatever reason we wanted to get rid of some of that, we could do that pretty easily with just doing a mask. Just make sure I'm clicked off and so I can just kind of make this mask. Now I do have to kind of be careful around her dress and around her hands because her hands do kind of move up and down. And all I gotta do is attach this, come into the CV Alpha Glow, apply the mask inverted, move this just a little bit. And you know, you can definitely animate this mask as well over time if for whatever reason her hands get in the picture. And now you've completely taken that out. And the nice thing about this is that if I was to come in here and I remove this black fill and I superimpose it back over onto itself, now we've just created this pretty neat, like, you know, glow effect, which, you know, like yes, you could come through here and you could rotoscope this out, but can you imagine how long it would take to rotoscope every single little piece of hair? I mean, you're not going to do that. Nobody's going to do that. So like in the demo here where we have this, I don't know, dance party, whatever they're doing there, something like this, you're going to want to detail up a lot. And that's because you almost want to create like an outline, but like a digital looking outline of everything that's going on here. And when you get these really bright flashes and it does all of this crazy squiggly line stuff, I would really like to come in here and just use like a distressor and distress this a little bit more, or make it even look a little bit more digital. I think that'd be kind of cool. In fact, maybe that'll be the next tool where I'll just digitize things. We'll see. So anyways, that's pretty much it for me. This is the CB Glow Lines tool. It is available absolutely free on my website. Just go over there and download it. Try it out, play with it. Let me know what you guys think. If you have any questions for me, leave it down there in the comments. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe, hit that bell notification, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks.